Yes, General? Let me see what you have. That's everything. Now all you need is a little quiet time with the workbench.
My life is yours.
Let's go.
How may I serve?
Yes, General?
You are no match for us.
Come down. Take him down.
Have you come to join the others and mock my misfortune? Go away. You've added to my already considerable troubles.
What? Who is that? Oh, it's you. You go down into the sub-levels yet? Or did you suddenly develop some sense?
To battle.
You've wandered into the wrong camp. You got the look of a warrior, and we got all the blasters we need. If you're looking for work too, just take a trip spaceward. We don't need any more competition. Got it? Then maybe we can get along just fine. What if we do? They're practically begging to be pushed around. You've seen them, right? They're weak. You're really not so bad, you know? They make our life difficult. They need to learn respect for those with superior strength. It's just another spaceport to me. We've been here too long for my tastes. And the settlers... We have to live somewhere. Something those settlers don't seem to understand. That flaming administrator and her cat hound Zeron can't keep their noses out of our business. There's a natural order to things that they just don't seem to get. They'll learn. Just make sure these settlers know their place. The Republic isn't going to send a single trainee to help this planet. She's got spirit, but she seems to focus most of her effort on trying to get us off this planet. Terena has to learn that we aren't moving.
What's going on?
This one's C.
What? You shouldn't sneak up on an old fella like that. You shouldn't be out of here anyway. This is Kinrath territory. There was a time when seeing a Kinrath was a rare thing. They mostly were around some caves to the south of here. But now, they're everywhere. They're dangerous too. More vicious than they used to be. I'd stay away from the eastern side of the plains. And now that I think about it, stay away from the west, too. The west is filled with cat hounds. Dantooine is in a sad state these days. Mostly because the Republic has left us to fend for ourselves. I gave the Republic the best years of my life, and I understand they're under pressure. But I think that they'd be able to spare at least something to help us out. All we get is sympathy. I know this area, and you have to do certain things, even if it puts you in harm's way. What I'm doing is important. A couple weeks back, there was an accident here. One of the Western Fringe farmers was coming to Kunda on his swoop with a load of atmospheric sensors. We found him dead and his swoop bike all banged up. I've come back a couple of times to try to figure out if that's what really happened. I do. The Kinrath are dangerous. But as long as you stay on your swoop bike, there's no way they should catch you. I've carefully searched this area and haven't found anything. So maybe our man just got sloppy. We really need those atmospheric sensors.
But Dantooine is temperate. There is no need for atmospheric sensors except for seasonal data collection.
Huh? It's just important we get it back. They're expensive pieces of equipment, and we can't afford to replace them. Regardless, I don't suppose you'd be willing to keep an eye out for something. I just really need them. It's important. Please come to me if you find any of the atmospheric sensors. I'll pay you 1,000 credits for each one you find, whether they're broken or not. No idea whatsoever. I figure it's a real long shot you'd ever spot one, but I also figure it wouldn't hurt to ask.
Soon we shall know pain.
I don't know about that. They are vitally important pieces of equipment on tectonically or environmentally unstable regions. But do you really need atmospheric sensors on Dantooine? I'll have this open in no time. Child's play. What's going on?
I hear you.
More where that came from. Time to even the odds.
Yotapak mito, hai best nikta dochi mapao krawe nosha. Wata lord chiba fusot bachila nuba chubanok. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi luma lispa. Krempawi cho simorangta weba gonorimbo. Harandoto, jun sorito mas, jurun makagrodo soto. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi luma lispa. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi luma lispa. Bram tabanin sochu. Da come jusmak miki baranye dosos o rika chondin, wana magrable mogo. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi luma lispa. Charika yayakta min sobachina ninga ballo cha jukso ni chortona. Yotapak mito, hai best nikta dochi mapao krawe nosha. Wata lord chiba fusot bachila nuba chubanok. Huta yanolia. Jukta geni chuba wonki na jung winoton ma no mivrita. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi luma lispa. Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi luma lispa. Bram tabanin sochu. Da come jusmak miki baranye dosos o rika chondin, wana magrable mogo.
Yes?
I hear you.
How may I serve?
What is it? I will silence this one. Yes.
Your thoughts are disturbed. I can feel them like a shiver running through you.
Echoes. I feel echoes of the Force here.
Force-sensitive locations such as this absorb and reflect Force energy. The crystals are the catalyst here. I sense that Revan once passed through here, leaving a strong impression behind in the crystals. Perhaps future Jedi who visit this cave will feel our presence, as if seeing our footprints preserved in the soil. The crystals here do not drain Force energy from Jedi. They collect the excess energy that radiates from those attuned to the Force. The crystals here are infused with the Force. Some could be harvested and used for lightsabers. That can hardly be avoided. Even mundane actions of the basest creatures can create detectable ripples in the Force. A Minok beating its wings on the plains could cause a sandstorm in the desert, and figuratively speaking, Jedi have much bigger wings. That would create quite a large impression of yourself, and the crystals would eventually grow back. I will silence this one. Yes. This shall not stop us from all. The crystal responds to you. This is very rare indeed. You scoff at this gift, but many Jedi would greatly covet such a treasure. No, the crystal has bonded to you. Another Jedi would have little use for it. Quite the contrary. Picture yourself as a sieve, and the Force as water pouring into you. This crystal draws from the excess water that escapes the sieve. The crystal is in tune with you. It will use whatever water that pours through you, be it dark or light.
is mine. What is it? The honor is mine. What is it? My life is yours.
Halt, settler. This is a restricted area. How the hell did you get through the Kinrath? You should leave. I know that you settlers have a score to settle with Jedi. Trust me, this one's gonna suffer. I can understand how you feel, but he's worth a lot less to us if he's dead. So we're not gonna kill him. And we're definitely not gonna let you kill him. I warned you, but I'm glad you didn't listen. Attack, men!
You've just confirmed everything I thought about you. You were a stain to the reputation of the Jedi Order. I may have been caged, but I was never helpless. Guard yourself, exile. I don't know why you think I'd tell you anything. You think I would tell you if I knew? There are enough of us left to stop you. Now that you have finally chosen to reveal yourself, you shall answer for what you have done. You're wasting your time. Anything I tell you will die with you. The Sith strike at us from the shadows, never facing us in open combat. They seek the extermination of the Jedi Order. Somehow they are targeting us through the Force. And where we gather, they can sense it. But now by dividing our forces, we have made you come to us so we can deal with you. I had suspected a Sith presence on Dantooine, but the destruction the Sith caused here made detecting Force users difficult, as you knew. The deaths of so many echo so much so that it is difficult to center oneself. But it also served to mask my presence, to prevent me from being an easy target, and forcing the Sith, forcing you to come to me. We were not in hiding, despite what you believe. It is you and all those allied with you that hide and must be found. Because you defied the Council and followed Revan to war, and from that war came another. Do you know how many worlds were destroyed in those wars? Dantooine, Telos, Sirocco. You see now why we counseled caution instead of action? You were the only one to come back and face judgment. But that was because you had lost your connection to the Force. Another casualty of war. No doubt you still blame us for your exile. I had hoped your isolation would give you time to reflect on what had happened, what you had done. But I see it as not. Because you defied the... Do you know how many worlds were destroyed in those wars? You were the only one... No doubt you... We did nothing to you. Accuse us if you will, but it will not change the truth. Cutting one off from the Force. Such punishments are reserved for only a few. Although it was within our power, we did not inflict such a loss upon you. Your loss was a casualty of war, no more. Perhaps that is a question you should ask yourself. It is not something I can help you with, even if I wanted to. Perhaps it is Dantooine, but I do not feel any power in you. I feel nothing but what I felt in the Council Judgment Chamber on Coruscant so long ago. Still, you and your connections were often a subject of debate in the Council. It is possible that returning to known space, journeying with others, has caused the Force to stir within you again. You've seen the end of your trial? Perhaps you would like to explain how you came to this knowledge? That was intended only for the Jedi Council. If what remains of the Council chooses to tell you, then I will abide by their decision and its consequences. Fine. There's little I can tell you. Master Kavar felt something had happened to you in the war, but all he had was suspicions, not truths. And Kavar was too close to you in any event. He, too, felt the call of war and took to battle more than a Jedi should. His speculations will not help you now, but enough of this. It is knowledge for the Council alone until they choose to reveal it. Force bonds? Yes. It is the bond that grows between master and student. Are you saying you have bonded with another? Such bonds normally grant strength to both, but not to such a degree. You are deluded to think it would be lethal. Still, your ability to form such connections, to influence others, was always a subject of discussion, even when you were a student here. Perhaps it is a punishment of a sort. But a bond that ties two lives together, such bonds do not seem natural to me. And with your loss of connection to the Force, it seems such a bond would be impossible.
My life. Let's deal with them first, then we can speak.
You've become strong again, but I know not how. This isn't over, exile.